to another one of my live stream lectures. I'm getting my camera set up because this lecture I'm gonna need to use my laptop. But before I get started, I just want to take a moment to thank all of my supporters and everyone for supporting my channel. And don't forget to mark your calendar for June the 24th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the focus of that lecture is I'm going to do another live stream lecture on giving tips and strategies on everything I do behind the scene as a content creator to grow my channel. So with that being said, let's get on down to today's lecture, which is an update on my business website. And I tell anyone, if you are in business, I don't care, even though I'm retired, I have a home office at home, and my company at Patterson Associates Resource Center is well over 24 years old, and I just integrated some new services that not new, reintegrated some services I phased out years ago, but I'm bringing back in. And I want to just thank my webpage designer, Jason Shelton. I mean, we have probably, based on making sure everything is on point, because I got to meet with some stakeholders the latter part of this month, we made probably about 6 or 7, maybe 8 updates within the past 2 weeks. So, and I encourage anyone to go to my YouTube channel. The first link on my YouTube channel will be my company, Patterson Associates Resource Center. And I'm gonna go out and go in so you can see how he did this. Let me see. Let me go out and let me go in. When anybody first go to my business website, what's gonna pop up, if you keep your eyes on that front page, is my book title, Awake Financial Freedom. That's gonna always pop up. He did a good job in marketing that, and when you go in, you can click, it'll take you to all different sites to order my book. My title, Awake Financial Freedom, ties into my brand, my company, or it ties into everything. My company, my book, my brand, when I created my YouTube channel 5 years ago, my mission, goals, and objective directly links to my company in that core brand, money, how to rise above your financial situation, that business model. So he has that popped up. When you go to my business website, he has going across. For every tab that you may click the home page, it'll bring you to the home page. One of the main services I provide on my company is professional business coaching. And if you notice, the backdrop of that is the cover of my book, Awake Financial Freedom. I really like how he showcased that. He's listing all of my credentials, master's, licensure, etc. Again, a tab to order my book. He's constantly ordering, marketing that. You go in, it's just self-explanatory, all about that primary service, professional business coaching, consultation. Every time you click a tab, it'll pull information up or pull you to where you need to be about that particular tab. Consultation, business plan development. It'll drop you down to my forms or application for initial consultation. You can take a look at that in PDF form, or either complete the form online to get the ball rolling for that. You can literally click my PDF form and see the contract for service on my professional business coaching, which I'm at full capacity of that, but it's still good to be able, anyone who go to my business website, they can really, like if I click that, then you can literally go in and read in PDF format my contract for service to develop a person initial business plan and coaching session. It's all laid out. That's a 3-page PDF document. And he did a really good job in integrating that. So as we scroll down, more forms and download in this area here. And then you go all the way down, how to contact me. And he's going to go in and do a couple more updates for me on my business website. I deliberately had him to remove all social media links because my company's been around long before social media, 24, going on 25 years. My YouTube channel and my Facebook page, that's standalone. So I used to have my YouTube stuff on here, but when my stakeholders who have nothing to do with YouTube, when they come to Marie Holiday, the expert DOT evaluator, they're coming to me to get down to business. It's for a specific service, rather it's the coaching or the DOT evaluations. You go up, you click coaching services. Again, like I said, it'll just give you a very good description of what exactly that is. And then the new service that I integrated, when you click that SOP DOT tab, this is where the predominant service of what I provide with that credential, in terms of anyone who who does a safety sensitive job with trucking companies. If they fail the drug screen, I'm one of those individuals who they have to go to be evaluated and to get a level of care recommendation before they can become eligible to return back to the safety sensitive function. Jason did a really good job in when you click that tab, that download, that stakeholder can literally put up my contract for those services. Those services are not free, people. Trust me. Employers, could go to my website. Any company that's Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, with all those truck drivers and anyone who holds a CDL license, if they fail a drug screen by federal law, they are removed from the safety sensitive position until they become eligible to return back to that job. And a part of that ties into being evaluated and having an appropriate recommendation by someone with that credential like me. So he did a really good job in showcasing those forms. One of the things I had him to do is put the information with the Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse, the Return to Duty Process federal brochure on there. That brochure is in the public domain. So that's on there. And people in the industry, when they see this, they're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Because by the time they're even looking at this, they're out of compliance. He did a good job. One of the things he did with this new tab is when you first go to it, he also had, if you click this NADITE directory tab, this is it'll take the person directly to the National Credentialing Board, where they can immediately, anybody, verify my powerful credential, so that any stakeholder who use my services, according to the federal guidelines, they must verify my credential. So Jason did a really good job by adding this tab that'll take them directly to the credentialing board, and my pops up right there, all laid out. And I have to submit my powerful credential to the board. I have to answer to that board. They're cross-checking, verifying everything before the board put me on that DOT substance abuse professional listing. And I've already done my research, my due diligence. In the zip code I live in, there's only 2 other people with this credential in my zip code who can do this work. In my satellite office, which is in a whole different county, I'm the only one in that particular zip code with those credentials who can do the work. So I've done my research. I've done my due diligence. So you go, he did in that piece there with the credentialing board, the NADITE Credentialing Board, the National Association of Alcoholism and Drug Abuse Counselor Certification Commission Credentialing Board, who oversees my credentials. It is critical that he had to put that, showcase that in that area by a click of a button. He also got the FMCSA clearinghouse information. You can also click that download. It'll pull it up a whole lot bigger. And there's a 6-step process when a person who holds a CDL license and they fail a drug screen, there is a 6-step process according to DOT, according to law, and they got that 6-step laid out in that FMCSA brochure. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those steps directly tie into somebody like me who have to guide them through the process to become eligible to return back to their safety sensitive job so they can take care of themselves. So he's showcasing all of that on here. You go out of that and see, none of this was on here until recent, because this particular services I did before in the past for over 17, 18 years, and I phased it out. So now I'm bringing it back in. So you go back up, forms and download under the same section. So this form here, literally, that stakeholder or that violator can click that SAP DOT return to duty process contract, which is a 5-page legal document, where prior to me going into doing anything, I'm going to go into a contractual agreement with that violator. And of course, yeah, he's got to pay that $800. It could be a she, and all that's laid out. So any stakeholder, they're going to see that by the time you call me, by the time a violator has called me, so much has already occurred on the front end, meaning they have been selected randomly to go take a drug screen at a certified lab. They got those people, and that lab is regulated. They've already had that drug screen. That drug screen has been verified by a medical review officer who verifies the positive. All that's been done. And when the medical review officer verifies that positive drug screen, they're going to alert that company, that trucking company, one of your truckers has failed the drug screen. That medical review officer is going to upload specific information in the federal database so the whole world can know this person in the industry has failed the drug screen, is no longer eligible to perform safety sensitive function. The employer is going to know. The employer is going to upload certain stuff in that federal database. By me being a DOT qualified substance abuse professional, there's an area in there where I have to go and upload my stuff when the person has done everything they need to do to get back into compliance. So by the time they get to me, all of that front end stuff has been done. They don't went to that drug lab, they don't that drug screen, the stakeholder, the employer don't uploaded information on that violator, on failing that drug screen, the medical review officer uploaded information in that federal database that the person is aware that they failed that drug screen. So by the time they get in front of me, so much has already occurred in terms of violation. So at that stage of the game, I tell them, 2 things gonna happen. You got to go through this process so we can get you out of compliance, and let's go into this contractual agreement. Or if not, what'll happen is you'll no longer ever in your life be able to perform this job nowhere in this country. So Jason did a good job in showcasing that legal document, that contractual agreement. Jason did a good job on this document here. And trust me, world, I had to create these documents. Jason is just a web page designer. I had to know my stuff based off the DOT regulations to create these documents. It took me months to get my files together in order to send Jason the PDF finished product for him to build this area of my website, to update this area of my website. This here is more like a flyer. I'm gonna use this as a flyer to market certain stakeholders on the DOT return to duty services. It's all laid out. So those stakeholders need to see that. You go out of that document over here that anybody can click when you go to my business website, is the policies and procedures that drives this specific service. And in order to develop these DOT return to duty process policies and procedures according to CFR 49 Part 40, you got to know the code. You got to know that I've got 24 years of experience in doing this, people. I just restarted this bike recently, but prior to that, I've done this type of work for over 20 something years. So he has those policies and procedures in here. So when these violators get in front of me, it ain't about, me risking my livelihood trying to take shortcuts. No, everything I have to do has to be driven by policy, because when I'm audited by a DOT inspector, my files got to be tight. Tighter than a tight draw. So Jason did a very good job on showcasing that. Go down a little further, this is how they can contact me, their name, last name, email, phone, message me. I respond, because this service that I'm bringing back in is going to be one of my major primary services that's going to generate a significant amount of revenue under my company from my home office in retirement, people. And I tell anyone, if you got a professional credential, I don't care if it's an addiction credential, a nursing credential, a doctor's credential, or an attorney's credential, electrician credential, or a CDL credential, or a college credential, where you have to go through a process and take an exam, and you're governed by a board, and you have to take continuing education to renew your credential. Have also the mindset to utilize your own credential to make money within your scope, to continue to make ongoing revenue. Like I said, my company is over 24 years old. Even though I'm fully retired, I always was making money under my credential, under my company, under my brand, even when I was simultaneously working in the workforce. So now the beauty of this is now I'm just got the time to continue to cultivate and develop and to nurture Paris and Associates Resource Center. Not Marie Holiday as a content creator. No, my YouTube channel ain't got a doggone thing to do with my company world. This here is based off my Paris and Associates. What qualifies me to do this? Let me give you a breakdown of what qualifies me to do this. And Jason laid this out in terms of being credentialed as a licensed clinical addiction expert. I answer to a board in the state of North Carolina. My master's degree that I worked hard to get from Troy State University with a subspecialty in professional business coaching, my second master's degree in substance abuse counseling, my bachelor's from Georgia State University, my associate's from Arizona Western College, my certificate from Duke University in human resource management with a specialty in EAP, my EAP credential from the EAP board in Arlington, Virginia, which that is an international credential that gives me power, people, to do what I do. And most importantly, my DOT qualified substance abuse professional through the national board that gives me the power to do what I do as a DOT substance abuse evaluator on a global standpoint, people. And that is what is making my company money. YouTube ain't got a doggone thing to do with none of my credentials, has nothing to do with my company, but I use my YouTube channel also, just like I'm doing this live stream right now. And I tell people, use your YouTube channel as a content creator to always, from time to time, to market your product, your service, your brand, your company, real talk, people. Because even though my YouTube channel has been monetized, it'll be 3 years in January coming up, rather in whatever amount of money I make every month from YouTube, that has no impact on the real money I'm making over here under my company in full retirement. Real talk, people. And that's was one of my specific reasons for creating my YouTube channel 5 years ago, is to use this platform to market my book, Awake Financial Freedom, to market my brand, to market my company on an ongoing basis. Real talk. When stakeholders who need me, when trucking companies need me to get one of their truckers back in compliance, they're coming to my website to be ready to get down to business. They ain't pulling up no dog on YouTube channel. YouTube ain't gonna be able to help them. So Jason, also, when you click my store, anybody, when they click my store, it'll take you to my book. There's my video trailer to my book. My book ties into my brand. The core concept of my book, I give that testimony on how I rose from financial destruction, bottom line. And it showcased that video trailer that was done by my publishing company. He got it all laid out. You scroll down a little bit information about the author. Click that tab. You can literally order my book. It don't matter who you want to order it from. You can order it from Amazon. It'll take you, click that button, it'll take you right to it. You can order it from any stakeholder, rather you want to order it from audio, the audio version. One of the things Jason's gonna do is he's gonna let me know when it's done. He's gonna take that Facebook logo out of there because there's no need to showcase Facebook on my business website. But for right now, you notice if you click that, it'll take you to my it'll take you to my Facebook page, which is my Facebook page that was created by my publishing company to showcase my book. But I really don't want the Facebook icon on my business website because my business been around YouTube. My business is well over 24 going on 25 years old, people. So he's going to get rid of all that Facebook crap. If you go scroll down a little more in the store section, and I like how, and you can literally click this Paperbyte press release. A person can literally click that and read the press release that Page Publishing Company did when my book got done with publishing. They sent out a world-renowned press release. You can literally go and read this press release that was done by my publishing company well over 3 years ago. So he put that on there. Audiobook Network also did a audio version press release. You can literally go into my business website and read that press release done by both of my world-renowned publishing companies. And although my book been hit all bookstores and it then became available audio version, make no mistake, world, my publishing company hands are still on my book. They track the sales of my book through the barcode. For the soft copy of my book, it can be purchased anywhere in the world. I don't have to worry about restocking books. The only thing I really need to worry about is getting my quarterly checks every quarter from two world-renowned publishing companies. So he's done a phenomenal job in showcasing, because that book is a part of my brand world. You scroll down a little further because you click that, you'll be able to listen to that video trailer done by Audiobook Network, marketing this book. And then if you look at my first book video trailer that was done by Page Publishing Company well over 3 years ago, you can literally be able to listen to that video trailer. Scroll down a little further. This book can be purchased by Audiobook Network, Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Libro World, Google Play, Apple iTunes, Walmart, or Reader House, straight from the publishing company, in any platform, anywhere in the world, in any shape, form, or fashion. My book can be purchased. And my publishing companies, they're tracking the sales of my book from any platform, or you can walk into any bookstore and literally get the soft copy of my book. Rather you want to go to Walmart or Barnes & Nobles or anywhere in the world, a person can either get the soft copy or they can order it online. It don't matter. And so that's really good how he has that, because if I went to Walmart yesterday and I literally saw my book on the shelf, but if I click Walmart, my book pops up. He has it. Jason did it where if you click that Walmart icon, by a click of a button, my book can be purchased online from Walmart. He also, if I want to Apple iTunes, by a click of a button, my book can be purchased online by Apple iTunes. So he showcased all of this on my business website. This book, how much did Apple iTunes selling it for? $9.99. So he did a good job in showcasing all of this. You can literally click Google Play and the same thing will pop up to purchase my book through Google Play. They are giving you a free sample to listen to the book. When my book was in the publication phase with Audiobook Network, when they got to the narration phase, Audiobook Network sent me 3 clippings of 3 different narrators. They had to go to the studio and read components of my book. The narration version of my book is not in my voice. I did not want it in my voice. So Audiobook Network had 3 different narrators go into the studio. My book was in publication with Audiobook Network for well over 6 months. And they sent me clippings of all 3 narrators, and I had to listen to all 3 of those narrators. And I listened to the 3rd person, Patricia Burgos. When I heard her voice pitch and tone was incongruent with the concept of my book and the spirit of my book. So I selected her to be my narrator. So literally when a person purchased the audio version of my book, it'll also have my name on there as the author and Patricia Burgos' name on there as the narrator. So that means all of the sales of my audio book, she gets royalty money from that also. The publishing company, they take care of all that. I don't have to figure all that out. That's their job. But I say that to say that Patricia Burgos will also receive royalty money from being the narrator of Awake Financial Freedom for the rest of her life. And I did a little research on her. She is more like a professional narrator. She's narrated multiple books, and I think that's just an amazing thing. But she does not get royalty checks from my book, the soft copy version, the ebook version, the Kindle version, and the hard copy book version. That version of my book went under a different publishing company, Page Publishing Companies. So she does not get royalties from any book sold under Page Publishing Company. She only get royalty from the book sold published under Audiobook Network. So basically, to make a long story short, my book went through 2 world-renowned publishing companies, Page Publishing Company, and then a couple of years later, I went under Audiobook Network because they're the giants in the game who specialize in publishing audiobooks. My first publishing company, Page Publishing Company, they don't specialize in publishing audiobooks. So Patricia Burgos, she did a phenomenal job in narrating Patterson's Awake Financial Freedom. I actually listened to her clip probably when I immediately heard her voice, I was sold. I was sold on her. I listened to the first person, I listened to the second person, and she was the last one. They only sent me 3 narrators. All 3 of them had to go into the studio and read areas of my book, and the publishing company sent me clippings of that. So that was a tremendous feat. So she's getting royalty checks from all of that. So Jason got all that showcase on here. Let me see what else he got. And then that's there. He has a store. You click the store. Again, it shows you where you can purchase my book. And then also in the store area is the audiobook, Audible. He has that popping up where you can literally go in and listen to a sample of the audio version, and you will hear Patricia Burgos. If you look at the audio version of this book, and it's a preview, you can literally listen to her. And if you look closely, if you notice, Awake Financial Freedom by Marie C. Holiday and narrated by Patricia Burgos. So she would get royalty checks for the rest of her life for narration. And I actually sent her a letter thanking her on the phenomenal job that she did on being a key player in narrating my book. So Jason got all that on here. What else he got in his store? Buy me coffee. I'm a coffee drinker. If a person want to buy me a cup of coffee, fine. If not, fine too. That ain't gonna stop me from drinking my coffee. So he got that on here. Also in my store, I do a lot of investing in Robinhood. If a person uses one of my links to set up their own Robinhood account, I get a commission on that. If they don't want to use the link to get their own Robinhood stock, no big deal. That ain't going to stop me from heavily investing in Robinhood. And all that ties into when you're being wise with your money, strategic with your money, continuously building my financial portfolio in retirement. September this year made 2 years I've been in full retirement. I retired from the state of North Carolina. And I tell anyone, like I told my niece, all of my retirement checks I've been getting for almost 2 years rural, I have been reinvesting 100% of my retirement income into another retirement income because I have no debt. So the little bills that I do have, food, gas, my cell phone bill, the money I generate under my company, I use that or some of that money to pay my little small bills I have. I think the totality of all the bills I have in rural is about $700 a month. So I just use some of the money I generate under my company to pay those little bills. So that has freed me up where in almost 2 years, I have no need for my retirement check. And I don't know too many people in full retirement, when they get that check every month, they have no need for it because most people need it to pay bills because especially if they enter retirement in debt. You know, I was on a mission to be debt-free 10 years before retirement. I created a strategic plan to be debt-free 10 years prior to me retiring. And I actually achieved that goal years before I retired in September of 2023. And I exited up out of this workforce years early. So he did a really good job in showcasing that on my business website. And then he got this here, contact with any stakeholder who needs my DOT services or coaching services. They can literally go in here and put their name and first and last name, email, phone number, message me, and any messages coming through about in terms of Paris and Associates. Well, I'm going to respond to any message, but I make sure I don't miss my business messages because when a stakeholder's trying to contact me, it's about service. It's about the service to get somebody out of compliance, or it's about my coaching service, which I'm at full capacity. Either way it go, it's about getting down to business. And they're going to already have seen the contract. So that there, he did a good job in putting that on the far right of my business website. And then one of the things I was talking to Jason about, and he wanted to take this tab away, but I told him don't take this tab away. The appreciation tab. This appreciation tab, you click that, and what it'll show you is literally an appreciation letter that I wrote January 2023, a little over 2 years ago. I wrote an appreciation letter recognizing and appreciating Jason Shelton and Page Publishing Company. They got a copy of this appreciation letter. So you can literally go in, and I put, and I like acknowledging people. I like praising people when I'm dealing with stakeholders who have done a phenomenal job. And anytime I need to hire Jason to update my business website, I go into another contractual agreement with him. He'll come on back in and update. Because like I said, he's done probably about 6 or 7 updates within the past couple of weeks on my business website. And I paid him for his service each and every time. But I went on to say in my appreciation letter that Mr. Jason Shelton, I'm writing this letter of appreciation to let you know how much I appreciate the outstanding customer service you did in developing and publishing my new business website. I want to thank you for creating the design and layout of the web page, paying attention to detail, your creativity, patience, and setting up time to communicate with me every step of the way until the job was done. Jason is very particular. He takes pride in his work. And that's one of the reasons I highly respect him. And he's on top of his game. And then the second part of this appreciation letter I put, and I am also amazed how I'm also amazed how you showcase my book title, Awake Financial Freedom. He did a really good job in showcasing that. I'm so amazed on how you showcase my book title, Awake Financial Freedom, published by Page Publishing Company, the press release, the video trailer, and the radio interview on my business website. He is showcasing all of that. All of that also has a direct impact on driving sales. And I'm not mad at my royalty checks from both royalty publishing companies either. I have no doubt this will have a direct impact on driving my book sales and simultaneously displaying the phenomenal job Page Publishing Company did in transforming my manuscript into a finished book and marketing my book. I'll be forever grateful to Page Publishing Company. I will forward a copy of this letter of appreciation to Lena Beers, my publishing coordinator, and Diana Botti, staff members at Page Publishing, so they can have an opportunity to check out the business website, www.parisassociates.com. So this was necessary. These two powerful stakeholders, that publishing company and Jason Shelton with his web page design and business, these two stakeholders played a powerful role in showcasing 25 years of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, and credential and sacrifice of Paris and Associates Resource Center, this company that I brought to life well over close to 25 years ago. Real talk, people. Appreciation, special thanks to our affiliates on behalf of Marie C. Holiday, Paris and Associates Resource Center. Would like to express special thanks to our affiliates, the Shelton Group LLC and Page Publishing Company. And this is what it's all about right here. And as we went through this updated business website, there's no reflection of YouTube, people. YouTube ain't got nothing to do with this here. YouTube ain't, I have to answer to the credentialing board behind my credential. I have to answer to DOT inspector generals behind the work I do as a DOT qualified evaluator. You know, and that's how I make my money in retirement. You know, my publishing companies, Audiobook Network and Page Publishing Company, YouTube ain't got nothing to do with my royalty checks coming from them publishing companies. So if YouTube was to shut down my YouTube channel right now, it would have no impact on Paris and Associates Resource Center revenue. It would have no impact on my retirement checks coming from the state of North Carolina for the rest of my life, my other income from my financial portfolio. So I say that to say, content creators, don't just be so content creator driven on YouTube and not utilizing some of your knowledge, skills, and talent and resources to create your own business website, to cultivate and develop your own brand separate from YouTube. I don't care if you are selling t-shirts from your house or consulting from your house or baking cakes or pies, or you got skills as a cosmetology or electrician or plumber, and you know, or mobile mechanic. Market your talents, skills, and ability and cultivate your brand separate from your YouTube channel. Real talk, people. My company, Paris and Associates Resource Center, is 25 years strong, people. I've been in the game for a long time. I've been in the game in maintaining every credential that I earned throughout my professional journey, and I'm maintaining my credentials in retirement because I have to use my credential to be able to function, to perform the essential functions under my company with Paris and Associates Resource Center. And I have to re-credential my credentials. I have to take ongoing continuing education on a yearly basis to re-credential my credential. I have to purchase and pay professional liability insurance in the amount of up to $3 million, people, to cover myself. If somebody want to come after me, I'll be represented in a court of law. So I'm spending money to maintain all of this. So what would I look like providing street service? Help me understand. So even though all that's a business write-off and everything that I spend to maintain my credential, professional liability insurance, to maintain my website, but at the same time, I'm on top of my game. I mean, like I said, there are in my zip code, because when you're talking about a powerful DOT credential from the national board, real talk, that means you're already credentialed at the state level, you're already credentialed at the national level, and I got that other layer at the federal level to ascend to that point in your profession. Help you go, the less people have that federal piece. In my zip code where I live at, you're talking about a zip code. Do you know how many people live in a zip code? And I did my research because I went to the board to find out how many other people at that level in my zip code who can do this. And there's only 2 other people, and that's and the reason why is they're scarce, because many people in this profession don't take that credential up to that level, because you're talking about a lot of work, you're talking about examinations, you're talking about getting trained in credentialing and sitting for another test. I've been tested at the state level in my profession, hold those state credentials. I've been tested at the national level to hold those national credentials, and I've been tested by the board at the federal level to hold that DOT credential. You got to know your stuff, real talk, people, and you got to maintain it with ongoing. I spend $3,000 to $4,000 a year maintaining my credentials, continuing education, renewing my professional liability insurance, renewing my credentials when it's time to be renewed, and that money got to be paid. And that's the business side. That's the business side. That's where that CPA come in when I'm writing off all these business expenses. That is the business side of my company. I'm not new at this. I'm 25 years strong. And I use every opportunity. I'm going to use this social media platform as a content creator from time to time to market Paris and Associates, to market my product, to market my service, to market my brand. And that has a direct impact on people sending me messages needing my service. So I encourage anyone to go to my business website, check Jason out. He's top notch. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give him 1,000, real talk. One of my dear friends that I've been knowing over 17 years referred Jason to me. Without her name is Ashley, I would have never found out about Jason. And I will be forever grateful. So again, this is about giving the rural an update on another update on my business website, Paris and Associates Resource Center. Because if I'm gonna go to my YouTube channel real quick, I closed out my business website. If a person were to go to my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna go to my YouTube channel. Now, if you go to my YouTube channel, I'm gonna pull up my channel right now. And I wasn't even aware that I'm well over 403,000 plus subscribers. I don't even keep counting anymore. Over 8,000 videos. But if you go to my YouTube channel, and if you go to the description, and then under the description you got links. I got a lot of links, but one of the first links I have on my YouTube channel is my company, Paris and Associates Resource Center. You click that, bam, there you go, right there. And now he has it where when you go to my business website, and then he's gonna have it where my book will pop up. It's a pop-up, so it's popping in your face, and that has a direct impact also on driving sales. So this is how a good example. I've got a link to my Robinhood free stock on my YouTube channel. I got a link to Page Publishing Company. I got a link to Buy Me Coffee. I got a link to my video trailer on my YouTube channel, a link to my Facebook. I got another link to my book specifically for my book, Awake Financial Freedom. Because if you click that Facebook there is created by Audiobook Network, where they created a Facebook page exclusively for my book. So that can be accessed on my YouTube channel. Then we got my Merc store, the link for that. Audiobook Network, a link for that. You click it, it'll take you straight to the publishing company where a person can purchase my audiobook by a click of a button. And as you see, written by Marie C. Holiday, performed by Patricia Burgos, the narrator. She did a really good job. She really did. She did a really good job in narrating my book. Go out of that, go back to my YouTube channel, earn 4.65% APY on your cash through that Robinhood account, and then got a link on Amazon. You click that, that'll take you right to Amazon. Another way to purchase my book. There. So he really, here's a read sample, here's an audible sample, and a read sample of my book. So all of this here really, and I noticed my checks from my publishing companies are getting larger and larger because there's so much marketing going on behind this book. And that was delivered. So I say that to say how I'm literally using my YouTube platform to market all of these other areas that has really nothing to do with YouTube at all. And that's the mindset any content creator should have, because setting up a YouTube channel, you ain't spending no money for that. You ain't got to spend no money to use this platform to market your talents and your skills and your knowledge and your other services and your product and your brand and your YouTube channel. That just goes with the territory. So that's one of the reasons the spirit is really, since I've been retired. But my spirit is been driving me to focus more over here, because this came first. That's over here is where the real money is, my company, not YouTube. So, and this is here where I have to always be on top of my game, because everything I do is driven by code of ethics governed by the board. Everything I do as an expert under my company, you better believe I'm gonna protect my credentials, because I wrote long and hard to get all this. This here ain't no joke, people. And you got to know this stuff. And if I can tell you, that's why it's always good to put God first. If I can tell you the amount of times I've been propositioned for bribes throughout my career, if I can only tell you. But because I'm guided by the spirit, not driven by that dollar sign, I look at a lot of people throughout my journey. I say, whatever money you trying to offer me is not enough, because the knowledge, skills, and ability that God gave me to get all these credentials, you wouldn't be able to afford. So you need to take your dirty money on up out of my office and find, because there are crooked people in this business risking their credentials to make a fast buck, but it won't be Marie Holiday. If I can tell you the amount of times I had everything kitchen sink thrown at me throughout my career, folks wanting to come to me to get me to submit that report saying that they're in compliance, to throw me an extra $4,000 or $5,000, but in reality, they hadn't gone through the process. You got the wrong person. So I say that to say, you got to be guided by something bigger than dollar signs, because I've seen medical doctors lose credentials. I've seen people at my level lose their credentials. I've seen nurses lose their credentials, all because of greed people. And the way I look at it, that seed of greed was inside of them before they got the credentials. You don't just wake up and say, I want to throw away my livelihood. And when you do something unethical that ties into your credential, it don't stop there. The board, the credentialing board, is going to strip you of your license. So you can never be in that profession again, because the board now has stripped you of every single license you earned to do what you do as an expert. So it ain't even worth it. So again, this is about showcasing my updated business website, Patterson Associates Resource Center. I encourage anyone to go to my business website, check it out. And you know, it's just mind blowing. I even told him he really did a really good job in showcasing 24, close to 25 years of a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills, and a lot of experience of Marie Holiday. That's literally what he did on a business website. So that's all I have, and don't forget to mark your calendar for June the 24th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna do another relational live stream lecture, and the focus of that lecture is I'm gonna give a lot of insight on many things that I've done to push my YouTube channel into the next stratosphere. That's all I have. Simplify, Simple Fidelis, and I'm gonna leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.